Right then, here we are, round two. So since last time, I've been making some small changes to the add-on. I've got rid of the buff bar, so you should usually see that I'm hardcore, self-found, and any other buffs that my character has, but that's completely gone. We'll find out during the gameplay whether or not that's a big mistake, because we can always just re-implement it if it's not a good idea. But importantly, the big addition for this round is the Vendetta count. So if you watched the last episode, you'll remember that the wolves humiliated me and my entire family. And I need to repay the blood debt that was put upon me. So let me showcase how this works. It's a very simple little addition. Every time I kill a wolf, or a wolf type creature, the Vendetta count increases. You'll notice that anytime I kill anything that isn't a wolf, this Vendetta count doesn't increase. It's only wolves that will increase that number. Close your eyes, Bonnie. You're not going to like what you see here. Now what this Vendetta count is doing is proving to everyone that despite what you may have thought you saw, I am better than a wolf. Now obviously this is just a silly addition for my playthrough. Everyone else using this add-on wouldn't want to know how many wolves they've killed, so I'll pull that out of the add-on and put it in its own little one just for me to use. Now I know that this might seem like a small insignificant change, but actually it's helped me learn a lot about making add-ons. This is the first time while making the add-on that I've actually shown something on the UI rather than just hiding things that already exist. So I've learned a lot about positioning on the screen and things like that. Right, I'm also learning a lot about recording in general, so something I've learned is don't stop recording halfway through a day and then pick it up the next, because I have no idea where I left off. But this is a great time to show you that if I log out and log back in, even if it's the day later, the Vendetta count sticks the same. So another thing I've learned about from... Whoa, bro, what are you doing? So, the other thing I've learned about whilst making this Vendetta count is the game events. There's a huge amount of information flowing through the game at all times, which I wasn't aware that I could hook into. So before doing this, I couldn't really get my head around how add-ons like Deadly Boss mods work, because it's a huge amount of information in those add-ons, and they seem to know everything about everything. And it's because they're listening to game events, or at least I think. So every single little thing that happens in this game is recorded in the game event, which makes sense. And that's how the add-ons like Deadly Boss mods are able to tell you when you're stood on fire or when an enemy is about to cast something, because those game events tell them that. So for me, I'm listening to the game events and looking for specifically party kills. So whenever an enemy dies as a result of a party member killing it, that game event will trigger. What I then do is check the... I mean, there's a huge amount of information that come in these... Oh, am I going to die? Oh my god. I haven't got the add-on on. I do have the add-on on. Why is my death indicator not working? What have I done? Where are you? Yeah, seems fine. What? What was that? Not sure what's happened. Death indicator's not happening. I'm assuming since the Vendetta count I've broken something, and I've just not been noticing it until now. And it also seems like in some circumstances I can see their whatever that panel's called on the bottom right, which shows me their health and level. But I can't recreate it consistently, which is very annoying and a huge part of bug fixing. If I can't recreate it, then I can't fix it. It's important to try and remember exactly what you were doing when you saw the bug. And I think what happened was I was hovering over tooltips for Millie's Harvest. And then after doing that, I could see the tooltips for the enemies. So it might be something to do with resetting the tooltip when I'm looking at a neutral object. Okay, so I've just found out something quite frustrating. You can type in /reload and your add-ons reset. I had no idea that was a thing. I'm sure most of you did know that. I feel so stupid because every time I've made a change to the code, I've had to close the application, reload it, set up my sounds and stuff on the recording when I could have just been typing in /reload. That's super, super annoying. But, you know, happy that I found out finally. All I'm doing right now is trying to debug this by checking whether or not this function's being called, and if it is, what's kind of stopping it. And the function is being called and my health percentage is shown. There was an if statement here saying if unit is player, which was working, and now it's coming through as nil. So I've broken something in that. My worry here is that this health percentage will be showing for my health and everyone else's. I will just double check if that is the case. Okay, it seems like it's not the case. The wolf's health is not being shown there. Just mine. He's doing such a small amount of damage to me. Okay, so that seems fine as it is, and I think the death indicator should be working again with removing of that if statement. So the worrying thing is, I don't know why that stopped working, and I don't know what kind of changed this. I'm sure we're going to have to go back on that and try and figure out what went wrong. What the hell is this? What? Is this new? Have I just never made a priest before as a human? I did not know that this place existed. Okay, I've never made a priest or a mage as a human. Yeah, why not? Why not have this room, I suppose? Since that I can just do /reload to get the latest code on the application, I will put in some logs to try and help explain the Vendetta count. I can't really explain how happy it makes me to be able to just type /reload. It's the little things. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the fact that I was halfway through explaining the Vendetta count before I got distracted by those bugs. So I'll walk you through the code to try and make it a bit easier to explain. What we're doing is listening to a game event. When that event happens, we check if that event is a combat log event unfiltered. And then we go through to check if that event was a party kill. If it was, I've also added these prints so that we can see it in the chat box, so you can see it happening. If the event is a party kill, so that means if a party member has killed something, we will check whether or not if the enemy that was killed is a wolf. And to do that, we're simply checking the enemy name, which comes in the game event, against these wolf-like NPCs that I've just manually input. So if it's any of these, then it's a wolf. And then if it is a wolf, we'll print out in the chat box it's a wolf, and we'll also update the Vendetta score, save it to the database, and update the text on screen. So let's show this in action. I'm going to kill a cow, and I should get a thing saying party kill. There it is, it's a party kill, but it's not a wolf. Now if I kill this wolf, so there you go, we've got is party kill, it is a wolf, and then we've got updating text, which goes to this function, which simply just says, get me this frame, this frame that I've set in the top left, and update the text to be Vendetta count with the new score. Now for most people that probably seems quite insignificant, but for me that is a huge breakthrough. That kind of unlocks an insane amount of potential for doing just about anything. We now know how to tap into the game's logs and check for just about any bit of information we want. And with this new information, it's probably best if I go back through what I've already done just to make sure that it's done in the best way possible. This time around I was planning on getting my soft skills up, like cooking and blacksmithing, just to make sure that I can have the best food and have the best armor. It turns out though, I'm too poor, so nothing is going to change. Okay, now's a good time to test if my death indicator started working. It looks like it's back up. Sorry, I know, I'm very aware that I'm just jumping from one bit to another. I'm kind of all over the place. I'm sure that my video making skills will improve over time, just as my add-on making skills are improving. So please bear with me. I'm doing my best. Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing. That will probably do for this episode. I'll do some stuff in the background. It doesn't need to be recorded of just me getting items and leveling up a little bit, because I want to get past where I was in the second video. This one's been a lot more code heavy than the previous episode, which was more gameplay focused. I'd be interested to know which of these approaches you find more interesting. But before I go on making more episodes, I should really find out how these are doing, because I haven't actually posted any of these videos yet. And I have a history of diving into a project and going too hard on it before realizing that it's not actually of use to anyone and nobody wants to use it. So I'll see how these do before making any more. If you do want to let me know that you enjoy it, I don't really know how YouTube works because I haven't even made an account yet, but I'm guessing if one person subscribes to this channel, then I'll carry on making videos. If 2 people subscribe, my head would explode. And if 3 people subscribe, rein it in. It's too much. Come on. But yeah, I'm really enjoying doing this. I've learned a lot about add-ons, and I think it's just going to get much better, and we can add much more complicated things now that we know, well, what I've shown you from this episode. Cool. So it's time to take this one out for her walkies. Have a good one.